Forget everything you know about anime protagonists. Spring 2025's biggest surprise doesn't star a teenager. It stars a middle-aged sword instructor whose biggest problem isn't demon lords, it's his overly successful former students who won't leave him alone. Meet the anime that's gonna flip your expectations from Old Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman. Yes, the title's longer than most light novel summaries. Quick question, if you could thank one teacher who changed your life, who would it be? Because that's the entire emotional core of this anime. Hit that like button right now because I'm about to break down exactly why this series will dominate your watch list. Here's what we're diving into. First, who is Beryl Gardinant? We're talking about a protagonist so humble he makes Tanjiro look arrogant. Second, what makes his legendary former students the most emotionally devastating characters in anime? Third, why this series is perfectly positioned to become Spring's 2025's biggest sleeper hit, including the production powerhouse behind it that nobody's talking about. Stick around to the end because I'm making a bold prediction about this series that I guarantee will come true by the end of summer. Picture your peaceful life as a village sword instructor in a backwater town so small that even fancy Google Maps skips it. Your biggest daily conflict? Deciding between soup or stew for dinner. You got a handful of kids swinging wooden swords, teaching them basic forms, and your greatest achievement is getting them to not trip over their own feet. Life is simple, quiet, and exactly how you like it. Then your front door explodes open, metaphorically, mostly. Standing there is your former student. She's now a full-blown national icon. Poster on the wall, bards write songs about her famous. Meanwhile, you're still holding a turn-up, wondering what dimension you just woke up in. This isn't some teenage power fantasy about discovering secret bloodlines and winning tournaments. This is about a middle-aged sword dad who just wants peace and quiet, but his overachieving kids keeps dragging him into greatness against his will. Buddy, you accidentally raised an army of legends. Welcome to your own legacy. Let's talk about some progressive complications. Now, the series doesn't just break anime tropes, it sets them on fire, buries the ashes, and then politely sweeps the ground as if it never happened. Let's run through the classics. Weak protagonist trains hard and becomes the chosen one. Beryl's already formidable. He just thinks he's a glorified gym teacher with a slightly above average swing. Meanwhile, the world's strongest warriors are like, he taught me everything I know, and he's genuinely confused. Harem of girls competing for the main character's affection. Try a group of hyper-competent adults who were once his students, trying to impress their beloved teacher. Some definitely trying to make it weird, but Beryl's cluelessness is so dense you could build a fortress out of it. Now let's talk about the real scene stealers, the former students who keep coming back to turn his quiet life upside down. The black-ranked adventurer, an absolute war goddess with the social subtlety of a flying brick. She was a scrawny, half-starved orphan until Beryl taught her how to swing a sword without falling over. Now she's slaying monsters the size of houses and still gets flustered when her master compliments her footwork. Then there's the blacksmith, an hulking guy who looks like he could bench press an ox and the cart it rode on. He's running the kingdom's most elite forge, crafting weapons so legendary they could probably have their own fan clubs. But ask him where he learned such precision? Sensei taught me patience by making me reforge the same horseshoe 87 times. The villagers treat him like a retired farmer who grows decent vegetables. His students treat him like anime Jesus, who walks on water and turns wooden swords into Excalibur. The emotional haymaker? These students don't just respect Beryl, they adore him. It's not about titles or achievements. It's you made me feel like I mattered. It's found family levels of love that will punch you in the feelings when you least expect it. Now let's talk production, and why this anime might just sneak up and body slam the competition. You might see Studio Pasone and think, who? That a new sushi place? But don't sleep on them. They're not Mappa or Ufotable, with animators being cryogenically preserved between episodes. But they're quietly built a reputation for one thing: taking weird, risky anime concepts and actually making them work. Remember when they took over High School DxD and somehow made it better? Roka, Brave of the Six Flowers. Criminally underrated, beautifully animated, filled with more mystery than a locked door murder at Hogwarts. But here's what made me sit up like a shonen protagonist sensing a power strike. The man who is composing the music. This man created the soundtracks for Naruto Shippuden, Fairy Tail, JoJo Bizarre Adventures, and now he's scoring a show about a chill sword teacher who has no clue his anime Mr. Miyagi. Plus worldwide Amazon Prime Video release, They're not treating this like some mid-tier seasonal drop. They're loading the cannon and aiming straight for your feels. Let's talk about numbers because they don't lie. 5.5 million copies in circulation, ranked second in the Tatsuyo Comic Awards. But here's what's really telling. This series started as a web novel in 2020. 4 years later, it's getting a major anime adaptation with top-tier voice talent and music composition. Publishers don't invest this heavily unless they know they have something special. The light novel is licensed globally. There are already 2 spin-off manga series in production. This isn't just another adaptation, this is a franchise in the making. Here's what's going to make this series special and why it's going to emotionally destroy you. It's about legacy without ego. Beryl Gardinant isn't trying to prove anything. He's not seeking power, fame, or recognition. But here's what makes him compelling. He genuinely cares about his students, not in a possessive way, not in a you owe me way. He taught them because he thought it was the right thing to do. Then let them go live their lives. The fact that they keep coming back, that they credit him with their success, that surprises him more than anyone. This is a man who measures success not by what he's achieved, but by what his students have become. We've all hopefully had that one teacher, right? The one who saw something in us we didn't see in ourselves. The one whose lessons we still carry decades later. Beryl is that teacher. And watching him slowly realize the profound impact he's had on these lives, that's going to hit different. Here's why the timing is perfect for this series. Anime fans are tired of the same formulas. We're craving stories that celebrate everyday heroes instead of chosen ones with special bloodlines. Plus, with more adult anime viewers than ever before, a story about a middle-aged protagonist dealing with adult relationships, responsibilities, and the unexpected consequences of being a good person, that's going to resonate hard with a lot of people. This isn't just counter-programming, it's what the anime community has been asking for without realizing it. We want stories about impact, about mentorship, about the ripple effects of kindness. We want to see ourselves not in the students achieving greatness, but in the teacher who helped make it possible. Here's my bold prediction. This starts quietly, builds a dedicated fan base slowly, becomes the hidden gem everyone recommends. 6 months from now, you'll see Beryl Gardinant is the main anime dad post everywhere. This isn't just another anime, it's a celebration of mentorship that proves the most powerful stories are about quiet heroes who never saw recognition. Are you ready for anime's first middle-aged mentor protagonist? Give this series 3 episodes. Let Beryl and his chaotic family of overachieving former students win you over. Smash that like button if you're planning to watch and subscribe for more underrated anime coverage.
Down with Ulfric, the killer.
My father taught me the pimp
kings.
trade.
On the day of your death, we will drink and we'll sing.